Today we're going to talk about wisdom. I believe a lot of people think they have a lot of problems. They think they have a financial problem, or they think they have relationship problems, or coworker work problems, but I believe they're all just can be tied down into one category, and it's just a wisdom problem. You don't have enough wisdom to deal with the situation life's throwing at you. If you have a money problem right now, if you getting more money is not the answer. You will just get more money and you'll still be spending too much. You'll still be living outside your means of living. Like, nothing's going to change. You're just going to buy more expensive things and more expensive externals, But if you can fix it while you don't have that much money and then get more money, you'll keep having more money. You don't have a money problem, you have a spending problem, which goes back to having a wisdom problem. You're living outside of your means, and I feel like you can put that with anything. You don't have a blank problem, you have a wisdom problem. And I also believe that wisdom doesn't come with age. As many say, I feel like there's a lot of older people who are not that wise. There's also a lot of old people who are very wise, that being said, but it's not like you hit the age 70 and you're automatically wise because you've been through life and you've seen so many things. There's a passage in Meditations, and Marcus Aurelius says, if you've lived 40 years, then you've seen it all. Living longer than that, you're just going to see stuff repeat. The same cycles. History is doomed to repeat itself. And then Marcus would say 40 years, you've seen it all. It's just going to keep repeating. So essentially 40 years, you've seen it all. But yeah, I believe the only way to grow in wisdom is to learn from wise people and learn from people of the past. There's so many books like Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, or like Aristotle, or Epictetus, or Robert Greene, Ryan Holiday. I got the Bhagavad Gita. I don't know how to say that, but it's a Hinduism book, but that's also really good. And just a bunch of other books of wise people, present and past, and the Bible, a bunch of these things. And this is how you gain wisdom. You can only go through so many things in a lifetime, and it's a shame to not learn from the people that have gone before you and have already lived and experienced these things. I feel like I'm a person who learns from experience a lot. So sometimes it can be kind of hard for me. Like, someone will tell me something, and I'll take it to heart, but I'll still do the thing just so I can learn for myself. Like, not even like I want to, but just like I have to. Like, I can't always just get a lesson from someone else and be like, oh, that's fact. I gotta make the mistake. I gotta go through it at least once and then be like, okay, that is true. And I honestly don't hate that, because if you just took fact from everyone that ever said anything, took it as fact, a lot of people have a lot of misinformation on everything in life. And if you just listen to everyone as if it was fact and never dived into it for yourself, then you might be missing out on a great treasure. And you'll just be following the wave. You'll just be a sheep because you'll just be doing what everyone else does. You want to form opinions for yourself. I believe I've heard nowadays, I've heard this saying, it's common sense, or wisdom is common sense in an uncommon degree. And I really like that, because it just, I feel like there's a lot of times where or at least me, like I know the right thing to do, but it's in an uncommon, circumstance, and the common sense kind of gets thrown out the window, and I feel like that's a good way to explain wisdom sometimes in some scenarios. It's common sense in an uncommon degree. I believe you should ask a lot of questions to these wise people, the ones in your life. You can't always ask questions to wise people who are in the past, obviously, because they're past, and the present, because you might not know them personally, but there's definitely people of somewhat wisdom in your life, and you can ask them questions. And I also believe that a wise person learns from all men, and women, obviously, but so even if they're doing something wrong, there's something to be learned there, at least what not to do. So I believe a wise man is always learning from everybody, always taking a mental note of actions and what people are doing and how they respond to situations and just how their overall character is. A wise person is always learning and always asking questions and always thinking for himself. He's not just going off what everyone else is saying or doing. But it's going to do it for this one. I believe wisdom is the key, though. I believe this is what you should search for among all things. If you have wisdom, I feel like everything else will just fall into order, and that's personally what I'm trying to do right now, just gain wisdom in my life. And Solomon in the Bible, he had one wish and he wished for wisdom. I feel like that says a lot. I'll end it off with that. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.